Hi everyone, welcome back to the Clay Church podcast. Woo! Today we're going to talk about worship, all things worship, what it's like to be a worship leader, and what it takes to be a worship leader. And today I'm joined with the amazing, extraordinary Milcah. Thank you so much, Milcah.
Thank you for having me.
I know, it's okay. Just
comfy
we're gonna
comfy couch.
Yeah, comfy couch today. Also,
Yes.
we have a new set. Everyone on the team has been working so hard to like figure out ways to improve it. So, this might change, this might not change, but we're comfy, right?
We're comfy.
We're good.
It's a good conversation.
We
Good place
good.
to be.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to be here.
So how long have you served in the worship ministry?
I don't even think I could come up with the start date.
With the number?
Because it's been so long. I think I've been in worship longer than I've been out of worship.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think I started in like elementary school. Like they started with the
Right.
kids band. And
I
kind of
remember
just
that.
shuffled everyone in. Were you in it?
I remember I was in it like very briefly, but
Like it was very voluntold.
yes.
They were like, everyone come to the chapel, and then they put us on stage and they're like, here's a guitar, here's a mic, do the thing. Yes.
Yeah, I think they just made it, and like we had a whole bunch of like kids on it, just because like we had a larger children's ministry in the past. There was so many of us like around our age. I remember we did our own worship like upstairs, like for just
Like it
the
wasn't
kids.
just like YouTube videos and like, Jesus, you're my super.
Yeah.
Like, we did that.
Yeah.
We had that experience. But then like we had drums, we had guitar,
Yes.
we had like live music.
and singers and stuff like that, and people would get assigned like
Yes.
every week, like,
Yes.
okay, you're gonna be doing worship this week. And
Yes.
then,
But I looked, because I prepared for this, I looked up a picture, Facebook evidence of when I actually first started. This was in 2011.
oh my gosh,
Like I was
Can-
miserable.
can
There
you
go.
show it to the camera? This one right here.
This one.
Probably. Okay.
I looked miserable in the back, but yeah, that was like one of the first times, or at least first photo evidence just on
Yeah.
stage. Sorry.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I feel like did you even like take guitar lessons?
I think like at church they tried, which was really great. Like there was, I think we had a Pastor John who did like guitar lessons, and then there was another person that also did guitar lessons. I will say I was really horrible at them. I never practiced at home, and then they always said practice at home, and I would come back and be like, I
I
didn't.
didn't really practice.
So I didn't like, there wasn't much growth, but like I learned the chords and I learned how to like take shortcuts, but I got the job done for
So then it was largely just like you learning like by yourself.
yeah mainly at home, like Guitar Hero, not Guitar Hero, there's another
Guitar
site.
Hero?
Yeah, like you just like figure out where your finger is supposed to be put,
Uh-huh.
and then that was it. And I only paid in like one key, and then I learned how to capo so I could still use the same chords and then
Right.
not have to
Ah,
learn new
nice.
keys.
Nice. Like what drew you to the worship ministry though? Like I mean obviously like it was a lot about volunteering, but like I mean you ended up staying up until now.
Yeah. I think like at the beginning it was more of a sense of this is my responsibility, and like I'm a very like complacent person. Like if I'm in a place I'm told to do something, I'll typically just do it. I think as time went on it was more of the community, and I saw like how impactful worship could be. And like as I started growing in it, like it was fun, stressful, and it was like a group of people that I grew up with. And like when everyone is in it and everyone's there like, as a team and working towards the same goal, it's nice to be in a team.
Right.
So I think like that kept me in it even when like things weren't going well or when it was stressful.
Right. Yeah. Like it does feel good when like you see everyone, you know, working towards the same thing and like wanting everyone else to experience, I guess, Jesus and like his presence, and worship is such an amazing tool for that. Do you have any like big worship fails that you can think of in the past?
I feel like you could probably think of some of mine.
I don't think so.
No, there were many. I've like coined the classic like starting a song in the completely wrong key and being like, hold up guys, hold up. We're just gonna try that again.
Right.
Completely stopping service and being like, guys, I'm in the wrong key. Like, I forgot to change a capo because obviously I'm lazy and I didn't learn the bar chords, so I just changed it. And then having to completely restart, and then the restart also failing.
Oh
Being
my
like,
gosh.
oh sorry guys, there's always these Darlene songs. I don't know.
Darlene?
There's like Darlene, last name starts with a Z. Every time I try to play her,
it just doesn't go right.
work. Yeah. Like in practice, you're like, I can hit it, I can do it. And then on the time, it's like, nope. nope, it's not coming, it's not happening. And then I always feel bad because, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I never pick those songs because I know they're challenging. But then someone on the team will pick it, and I'm like, I want to do it for them, and I want to do it. And then I'll be like, sorry guys, we're just gonna skip this song and move on.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, it was a vivid memory. I think it was with Riv for one of the first times we played. And for context, Riv is very musically inclined.
Yeah, he's like a genius.
Yeah,
a music genius.
Yeah, and like it's a nice song for the musicians, like
right,
the bass and whatever.
So that's probably why they picked it. It's just because it's fun to play.
Yeah. So, but I was right. Like, guys, we can't do this.
Yeah. I never would have thought about that though, because like I guess you do have to take into account like everyone's skill level of picking songs. And so like I guess that's why like some songs are played more often than others, even though there's just so much to choose from. Do you have like a favorite song that you like to play that comes naturally to you?
I think like there's many, it goes through like waves and phases.
Yeah.
I think I gear towards more Phil Wickham style songs.
Yeah, love me a Phil Wickham song.
Yes, and I like repeat them until everyone's like, can we just not play that song? I'll be like, okay. What song right now? Right now, I don't pick many songs because like I kind of stepped away from like leading and more of like just supporting.
Yeah.
What Phil Wickham song? Yeah. I can't think of one right off the top of my head. Like House of the Lord is always a good one. I think I think it's Elevation, like Praise. Like that one's really
good one
fun to do.
Yeah.
It can be like slightly awkward, but I really enjoy playing it.
Slightly awkward?
Yeah.
Like why?
Like the intro of it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, where you're like, let everything, like you have to really try to hype it up.
You have to like really like
you have
be
to
energized
put
on
yourself
stage.
out there and just be like, no judgment.
Like you can't
just do it.
Right? You can't go
like,
up there and like let everything kind of let everything kind of, you know,
like,
praise the Lord.
Praise.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you find is the hardest part about stepping up on the stage? Like,
I think just like being willing to be vulnerable and like know that like worship is about your heart, right? Like we do this because we want to worship the Lord, but inherently because we're on a stage, like it does feel like a performance.
Of course.
And like people are judging you, and you're always like fearful of like, oh, if I mess up, like they're gonna judge me, they're gonna talk about me. Right. And there's always that like fear of like, oh, I'm gonna mess up today, or like if practice didn't go very well, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can hit it, like my voice is gonna crack, and it's just gonna be at the most peak moment, and you're gonna notice it, but probably other people won't. But I think like just being vulnerable and like letting go of that is probably the hardest part, because oftentimes even myself when I'm like leading or worshiping, I'm always thinking like, hey, what's next, like what's the next chorus, what's the next verse, like planning ahead and not being in the moment, because you're just worried about, we have to make sure everything goes smoothly.
Right. Yeah, that's such a hard balance, because like obviously when you worship, like you want to be like immersed in the sound and immersed in his presence, but then when you're up there you do have to worry about like, okay, am I switching over to the bridge now, or like, and how many repeats are we doing?
I'm like, have we repeated like a dozen times the bridge? Maybe we should change. Or if you don't communicate with your team and they're like looking at you waiting, or like some sort of signal,
right,
like,
right. No, but you do have signals, right?
We do have signals, like hand signals, and sometimes they work out, but other times, like, you know, you're in the wrong position, you're blocked by something, or you haven't thought about it, and then the 4 count of like the beat has already caught up, and you're just like, oh, they're just waiting. Yes. Wow, that's so much trust that you need to have in each other. Yeah, because because if you're waiting for a signal, like especially I can't even imagine like on drums, like how talented you have to be to like just switch like that. Yeah, sometimes like whoever's in the drums, I feel so, I like, especially if I'm playing guitar as well, I'm like, I have no signals for you, I have no hands. Right. I'm like, I'll just kick a leg out, like just look for my leg. I'm like realizing I've never been in the drum cage. I actually have no clue what they can see. Like they probably can't see me try to do a little kick out. Maybe we should ask like Manuel or something, or Roderick one day. Maybe like, how do you feel? How does it feel like being a drummer or something like that? Was there a moment when you realized worship was more than just music? What was that moment like for you? It's a very good question. I think there were 2 parts of this. Like one of the first times where I realized worship was more than just music, probably maybe like a couple years ago, like when ICCC and Clay, like worship leadership kind of merged together. It finally felt like this is a team and this is what worship looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like supportive, it felt like community, and it felt like
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to grow it together.
Mm-hmm.
Because worship, I think before that, with kind of like kids ministry or kind of just being independent and
Yeah, it was just like an activity,
yeah,
like
it was
a
like
extracurricular.
yeah, they were like make it happen, and so we did, but it wasn't purposeful. It was like we need music on Sunday, so we did it. But when we came together, it felt like a team that like, oh, we're actually supporting one another. Oh, we actually have a vision for what this ministry will look like. And it was more than just we play songs on Sunday. And then I think another layer of that with COVID and like things going online, it showed me like, yes, you can have music, but it's not the same.
Right.
Like even if you have like a guitar and like Zoom, like yes, it's worship, but worship is more like the environment, not just the environment, but like being in community
Like,
with one another.
right. And like connecting into like
Yeah.
the presence of God, and just, I guess, realigning yourself with like his presence and like his will and
Yeah.
his desires for you.
Yeah, so I think it's easy to kind of step out of it and to just do it robotically. Be like,
Right.
oh, like I pick some songs, I'll play it, and then that'll be done. That'll be worship, and then not really open your heart in that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was another like big moment where I'm like, okay, like worship is more than this. Like music is a part of it. It's important, but if your heart's not in the place where you're open to God and you're trying to have that relationship and commune with him in the time, then
Yeah.
it's just music. Like you can listen
Yeah.
to it on the radio. It can be anything.
Right. Yeah. I guess it's like a chicken and the egg thing too. Like, I think music can definitely help you connect with God, but then like at the same time, like it's not the only thing that, like, it doesn't guarantee that connection. Like it doesn't. It's not like equal. Like worship, like music does not equal worship necessarily, like as a one-to-one type of thing. Like worship is more
Yeah.
than just that.
Like there's music in the world that's not worship, but worship has that added level of like, this is my time for God. This is my time where I'm opening my heart to God, or this is one way that I'm praising. You know?
So like when worship feels really like distant or dry, like when you don't feel like worshiping, how do you stay connected to God? Like what helps you stay connected to God?
I think people, like having people around you is really important to stay connected. Sometimes, honestly, I force myself into it. Like if I'm driving, I'll just play the songs really loudly and like sing along to it. I'm like, there's no escape now.
Yeah.
This is it. It's your time to reconnect. But I think mainly it's the people. Like if you're in a good community and you can surround yourself with people, you can tell them that you're struggling, or like be open, be like, hey, I'm not feeling it right now. And I think also this is probably unhealthy, but I kind of keep going with it. Like I'm quite a stubborn person, I think, or just responsibility wise keeps me in it even when I'm not feeling it sometimes. But I think that's actually been really helpful for me in staying in ministry and then being able to refocus even when it doesn't feel good to worship.
Yeah, that's so good. That's such a good reminder. Like I think Clay is such a special like place for a lot of us, just because we have genuine connections with like people around us, and that we can share our life with each other, and like that's so integral to feeling like we're not alone. So I could see how that like really helped you. Oh, thanks for sharing that.
Thanks for asking the question.
Yeah. Now I know that you're finishing up school to become
Yes.
a physician's assistant,
Yes.
right? A PA.
Yes.
That's what you call it. I just
Yes.
learned what that meant because Milcah is studying to be that.
Yes.
I didn't even
Yes.
know physician's assistant was like an actual thing. And you've had lots of exposure, obviously, to working in hospitals and really witnessing like physical healing, but probably lots of like heartbreak as well and lots of loss. So do those experiences shape the way you approach worship, and especially songs about God's goodness and like faithfulness?
I think it does. I think seeing all of like people being sick, or the social dynamics that you might see in a hospital, it really puts in perspective how good God can be, and also to be grateful for what is given to you, and also to be purposeful with the time and the gifts that you have. I think sometimes we think about when ministering, or when someone asks you to do something, like, oh, like I'll do that later, or oh, someone else can do that instead. But it really put into perspective that sometimes you don't have later, and you really have to make the most of right now. And like it also it reminds me of kind of learning about like forgiveness and like salvation. and thinking about like sinning when you're like, oh, like I'm forgiven, and sometimes people take it as a, well, if I do this I know I'm forgiven.
It's like a ticket to,
Yeah, it's a ticket to like, I'll be forgiven, I know.
yeah.
But it made me realize, like, being exposed to all of that's like, yes, you are forgiven, but you want to use your life purposefully. Like, you want to be able to glorify God in your day-to-day life while you have life, because you never know, like someone might be super healthy and then all of a sudden something happens and they're no longer here.
Right.
And you never know when that'll be. So like, use your time wisely, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, I can imagine it being like a constant reminder that we really are not in control over much
Yes.
of our lives, and so like, and tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Yes, like, as
Damn.
scary as it is.
Yeah.
But it also makes you realize, like, time is so important, and when you are generous with your time, we had a sermon on generosity today. It really goes to show, like, you need to appreciate people's time as well, and like what people are willing to give you, the relationships that you have, because you never know. You never know what'll happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's it went dark.
It went dark. It went deep. It went deep.
No, but that's good. That's good. Has there been a moment in the hospital or any area of your life that reminded you of the power of worship? Not just as in music, but like as a response to God and who he is.
Very good question. Can you repeat the question? Because it's kind of long and I like spaced out.
I know, it's very long. Has there been a moment in the hospital or in any area of your life where you were reminded of the power of worship, not just in music, but even in suffering, for example?
I think probably sometime on clerkship. I dealt with a lot of difficult or interesting patients who just don't have the support or community that we're so blessed with. So like, oftentimes these people are so alone. And even this time as well, like, I was away for school, so I wasn't physically at Clay, so I felt kind of distanced as well. But I found that through kind of my work and being able to show God's love to people, like being able to care for them even when they're kind of difficult patients to care for. Like, it was my act of worship. I'm like, okay, like, this actually restored me as well. It's being like, pour out to them. Like, I remember I had this one patient, she was like very like strong anxiety, she was very like, understandably so. And then the rest of the team's also kind of like, oh, she's kind of been here for a while, like, you don't need to go see her. But like, me seeing her and like even just spending 15 minutes talking to her, which actually is quite a long time to be spending with a patient, like, made her day. Like, we made a relationship, and I think she felt like seen and heard and loved. And it was like my way of like being able to show someone that love that she didn't receive before. So like, it was so sweet. Like, when I left that rotation, I was like, okay, I'm leaving now. She's like, what? And I'm like,
already? Don't go.
I'm like, I have to move on. But
no, but that's awesome. And that's awesome that you do that. Like, because like, working in a hospital, like, I'm sure is an incredibly like stressful job, right? And I could see like a lot of people just being in their own fields about it, especially when you're dealing with like difficult, like, I was gonna say clients, because
I mean,
my field of work, like, I don't work with patients. But patients, right? Like, you know, people are stressed because obviously they're worried about their health. But like, and so it affects you because they kind of unintentionally or unintentionally lay their burdens onto like your service, like people who are working with them. But like, you being able to just see past that and taking the time to say like, okay, well, this is my opportunity. Like, this isn't my burden, but this is my opportunity to like love on these people the way like God has loved you. So that's incredible.
It's like sad, but like, it was a great like opportunity to do that. And I think also like, for me, being around it so much, you kind of harden your heart a little bit, or like compartmentalize to deal with certain things. So like, opening yourself up to be like, okay, like, let's actually know this person more than like, oh, this is a patient with like this disease, like this is this patient, this is
like,
their
this
name.
is patient X,
like, this is a patient,
they're dealing with XYZ.
They have a family, they have people who love them, they're not just here because they have X condition. So
I see.
The human part,
remembering that they're actual people too with their own stories. Oh, that's good. Was there ever a moment where hurt or burnout, because I'm sure that you mentioned that you sometimes get burnt out, made you want to step away from worship?
Yes. I think maybe the 4 or 5 years ago or so, I was doing my master's, and I think I was serving or leading like not twice a week, twice a month. And
Twice a week is crazy.
yeah, that's why that's a lot. That's a, I mean, maybe not a lot, but whatever. It was twice a month, and I was also in school, and I think I just got so overwhelmed with assignments, having to prepare like the set list. At that time, I think we'd introduce also our click and track, so like preparing the
Ooh.
computer part beforehand, picking the keys,
Yeah.
like
Which,
and-
by the way, I don't know how you guys do that. Like because I work in tech, right? So I know what the clicker sounds like in your
Yes.
in-ear monitors. That's like, I cannot imagine trying to sing over that, or like keeping that in mind while singing.
yeah.
Like, it's like some crazy multitasking.
Like sometimes you just end up ignoring it, and you're like,
Right.
"Oops, I'm a little off." Yeah, so I think I just got so like overwhelmed with all of it. I think I had like assignment due or a group project, and then I was serving that week and had to do all these things, and then obviously this added layer of like, I think I showed up late to the rehearsal, or at least I was trying to wrangle up my family so we would get there on time. And I don't know, the pre-church trying to get there, and like the arguments that happen at home. I don't know if that's relatable. You show up to church a little bit mad,
cranky.
yeah, a little cranky. And then coming in, I was like, okay, I have to set up. And I think at one of those points, I like was like, okay, I need a second. I went to the washroom, and I think I shed a couple tears alone, and I was just like, okay. And then I went back out, and I was like, okay, let's do this. I'm fine now. But like I compartmentalized. It was not healthy. I probably should have been
like you learn how to disassociate just for that second.
yes. And I probably should have like taken the time with the community and being like, oh, like guys, I'm feeling real overwhelmed, or at least like told someone.
Yeah.
And it was a learning point. Like, it's okay to be vulnerable in those moments, but at that time I felt like everything was happening and I had to handle it.
Right.
That
you had
was
to perform.
yeah, like this was Sunday service. Like we have half an hour. Like we need to practice and get going. But like learning from that, I think God was really good to me in that point. Like I got through it. And then I ended up getting into PA school and moving. So he gave me a forced break because like I couldn't do both at the same time. So I think he knew like I was reaching that point where like worship wasn't like like good for me at that time. Like you were being burned out, like being like it was too much.
Yeah.
So he gave me that time. And like it was perfect. Like looking back now, I'm like, wow, that was like actually perfect timing. But not my timing, but like perfect timing now.
It's true, because like originally you weren't even thinking about like PA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all in God's timing, or at least it like wasn't the timing that I wanted, but it worked out. Looking back, it was good.
Nice. What does worship look like to you outside of Sunday celebration or Sunday service?
It's a good question. I think for me, like music worship, it looks like blaring the songs really loud in my car as I'm driving. One, to worship, but also to stay awake in 401 traffic. Other things is just being like in the way that I interact with people. I try to show the love that God has for people and be patient with people. I think sometimes I struggle with that a little bit. So
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
God.
just having like, especially with family, sometimes it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you're good. But just checking I think in the way that I interact with people, like trying to be like loving and godlike in the way that I'm doing that is how I'm trying to worship the Lord, because you know we're his representatives and
we're his witnesses.
We're his witnesses, and this might be the only exposure people have to someone who is Christian. I think also like just being open about being Christian. Being like, oh, like what are your plans for the weekend? Oh, I'm actually going to church. Instead of being like, oh, like
no, I can't go. Like I'm going to cell group.
Yeah.
On Fridays.
Yeah.
Cell group on Fridays.
Or Sundays for plonk.
True.
Yes.
For vlogs.
But yeah, I think just being open about it, because I think before it's so easy to just be like, oh yeah, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
But then not make plans on that day because it's set aside.
Yeah. No, it's true. Like I have gone through a season of my life as well where I was a little bit hesitant to share that I do go to church regularly, and like, because you just don't want to be like, you know, shunned or
like labeled.
Yeah, labeled or excluded, I guess.
Yeah,
because
people
like,
think
like they're in that camp. Okay,
yes.
so
You're like, oh, I can't talk to them about that.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. No, but it's good. I think like yeah, God has. I think you're right. Like we really need to like take the gifts that we've been given and like freely give it out to whoever. So that's awesome. Has serving in this ministry led you to deepen your relationship with God on a personal level?
I think for sure. One thing about this ministry, I think it's kept me consistent. or like at least planted in this community. Because I'm so embedded in it now. Like I can't even imagine what life would look like without Clay. So I think definitely it's helped in that aspect of being in a good community that's like solid in its foundation. And then I think it's also just made me have to reflect on my relationship with God.
Yeah.
And like taking ownership of where it is. So I think without it, it's easy to be complacent. Like I show up, come to like service, sing a couple songs, listen to the sermon, go to cell group. Occasionally, I'm not the best attendant.
We're working on that.
We're working on that growth. But like with ministry, like you have to reflect and be like, okay, like how did that go? Like,
Right.
did I actually feel connected in the moment? Did I feel connected with the team? Did I feel connected with God? Like, was that actually worship or was I performing? So it makes you reflect on it.
Yeah.
And it made me reflect on and be like, okay, how can I improve? Like, what can be done? Like, how can I get closer to God? Like, how does my song selection impact this? You know, like, how am I caring for my community in worship? So I think it forced me to think about those things that I probably would not do otherwise, and I would probably be a little more complacent in my relationship with God.
Yeah.
But because you're kind of forced to continue to grow, then I think
Yeah. No, it
tough
really
love.
does. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think you're right though. Like I can definitely see that because like otherwise, like if you were just to be attending, Sunday service, then you're not really thinking about like how your actions can affect other people because like you're there to obviously consume the message. But like when you're in a situation where like people depend on you or like people, look to you and receive something from you, then like you can't help but think like, oh, like, oh, actually like I have something to give.
Yeah.
And like I can actually bless people in this way. And so like it makes you like more introspective, I guess, as you say.
And it's like not to say that if you don't serve in ministry, you're
Of course.
you're not a good Christian or
Right.
That you can't be here.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, we need people to come to celebration and we need people to be part of the community, but it's taking the extra, like the step to be in ministry is our way of caring for the community and also using our God-gifted talents that we learned about today in our sermon to like multiply it. So I don't know what musical talent I had at age 10, but here we are now.
It's crazy every time I think about it though, just like the fact that we were just plucked.
There you go.
Yep, like okay, well you're free, like come serve into
go forth.
kids band, go to kids band.
Yes.
Yeah, just the fact that even like me, like too, like because I don't think I'm like the greatest musically talented person ever, but like the fact that like I was also plucked in and put into kids band,
There's these
like
what sticks.
yeah, I'm like good thing I'm not I'm not there anymore. I don't think anyone wants to hear me sing.
I'd love to hear you sing.
Oh no. I'll save you the heartbreak, the broken ears. When everything felt like too much, were there simple things that have helped you stay connected in your faith, or maybe like habits or like rhythms that you have like set for yourself?
Yeah. I think like simple things. I mentioned before playing songs really loudly in the car. Having like a nice worship playlist to play in the car, I think helps in terms of keeping it regular. Like even when you're not feeling it, it's part of you. If you build it into your routine, then even if you're not feeling it, it's part of your routine and it's something that you go to naturally. And I think I really love podcasts. So I listen to some podcasts on Spotify and I try to find like what is something to speak to in my life in that moment. Like if something is like very much a struggle, I'll just be like Christian podcast about X and then see what's going on.
Okay.
Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not. But those are like just easy ways to continue to be like fed even when I don't feel like it.
Yeah, because I feel like you definitely do need like to be, you need to be active and like trying to learn more about like the word and his goodness like outside of church. I think it helps a lot.
Yeah, and I will say like I have a really poor attention span, so with these things like you can go out for a walk or you can go and like do this as you're doing something else to keep you occupied, because if I had to like sit down and do one thing, I'm really bad at that currently. Like my attention span is like so tiny. But it was a good way to kind of get around that, to
Yeah.
continue to do it.
Yeah, I love walks. I'm a big advocate
Yes,
for
and it's the
walking.
season. Like
It
it's
is.
the season.
It
Fall.
is. Fall is the best time to walk or to run. I've been trying to get into running, but
Yeah, running, hip pain, back pain.
yeah.
All the
But so
things.
you know what? Sometimes I've been trying to I've been trying to pray more for like other people. Like I think for like the longest time, like my prayer journey or like what it looks like is just like obviously like praying for my needs or like the people in my immediate like circle. But I've been trying to practice really like praying for the community and praying for like just, you know, random people here and there. And I feel like walking is like the best time to do that. Like, cause you're there and like obviously don't listen to like music or anything like that, but just like walk. And then like just think about like I don't know, like people I feel like God will like bring up people into your mind and you'll be reminded like, oh, like yeah, like I want to pray for that person. And then and you're there, like you set a route for yourself, right? So like you don't stop until you finish. And so like you're not tempted to just like lie in your bed and like or turn on YouTube or something like that.
Or bed rot.
Or like zone out
Yes.
or
Maybe I'll
something.
take that. That's a good strategy.
Yeah. No, it's been really
It's very
good.
wise.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so do you have any advice for those thinking of joining the worship ministry?
Any advice? It's a commitment.
It is a commitment.
It is a commitment.
commitment.
I think any advice for worship ministry, for joining worship ministry, I think on the outside it can look like very fun, and it is fun. Not to say it's not, but I think knowing that it is work, and it's like a commitment, and we're there to grow as a community together, but you take what you put into it for worship. So that's, if I had any advice for that, I think be ready to be challenged, whether musically, spiritually, or
Yeah.
punctuality wise, like being challenged to get here. And I think also it's important to know like worship, it's not like a one person sport.
It's a team sport.
It's a team sport, very much team. So I think being prepared to, you know, work with other people and like love on other people is really important. And also like if you're joining and you have like a family and things, I think in any ministry, it's important that you're on the same page when it comes to ministry. Like with me, I'll say like sometimes like before our celebrations are at 12:30, they were at 10 and we had to be here at 9.
Right.
And I'm from like a 45-minute drive away and trying to get everyone in the car by like 8 o'clock. There were some tensions. So sometimes you need to make sure that your environment, your home environment before joining environment is okay. So that, you know, you have to have both in a good place.
So all of like everyone will be on the same page and will know like what to expect and can plan for it properly.
Yeah, because it's hard to be in a ministry if other people are mad at you because you're in the ministry, right? Like that's the environment that you're going. You want it to be a growing environment.
Yeah, no, that's so wise. Like for you to involve like your immediate family or your partner, let's say if like you're married, to make sure that like you talk it through and you tell them like how important it is to you so that they can also be there to support you instead of like seeing it as like a burden, because it affects them, right? It affects other people.
And it'll affect you as well. Like if they end up resenting and be like, oh, like I can't do this ministry because they're always mad at me. Like this ministry is no good anymore. And then you end up placing those feelings on the ministry. And I don't know, God wouldn't give us things that are bad. Like he wants these things to be good for us and to feed us and give us this opportunity to use our talents. So making sure you have, or like working towards having those things sorted when you're joining worship ministry or any ministry really is really important, I think.
Well, that's good. That's really good advice. Do you have any words of encouragement for those people who are maybe finding it difficult to worship?
I think, yes, I do have words. One of the verses that like are really strong for me is like Psalms 139, and we even like spoke about it today in today's service. It's like you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and like God knows everything about you. I'm paraphrasing, okay, do not quote me, that wasn't I don't have words, okay, I'm paraphrasing, but like God knows you to your like fiber. Like he knows everything about you. And I think sometimes, especially with worship, you might feel shameful or you might be like, I'm embarrassed. But God knows you to the deepest parts of your soul. And it can sound scary, but it can also
be known.
To be known. But it can be very comforting as well. Be like, he knows even your worst things, and he still chooses to love us, and he gives us the grace. So I think be encouraged by that, because you don't get that every day in the world. And to have that in God, I think, take comfort in it and like live life, be like strong and empowered with it. Because like when I like had that moment of realization, I was like, oh, like things are a little bit less scary. Like I'm less scared to be judged. I'm less scared to just be myself. And I'm less scared to speak out and do things like this podcast. Yeah, I think just be encouraged that, like, you know, God is in your corner even if you think you are not the great person, because he knows who you are. He made you. Like, he doesn't make bad things. So I think just be encouraged by that.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you really are a ray of sunshine into this community. You've always have been. Like, I've known you for like since we were babies, since we were fetuses. Little. I can tell everyone here that Milcah has always been Little Miss Sunshine, and yeah, understandably so.
You haven't seen the dark days.
So thank you.
Thank you.
If this podcast has encouraged you, I encourage you to share it with your friends, your family, and leave a message, give us a like. Remember, you're not alone. If you also need prayer, don't feel afraid to reach out. We would love to pray for you. So thanks for joining us today. See you next time. Bye-bye.